Hello, welcome to another episode of Showcasing North Leeds, where I'm on a mission to find and interview all the local independent businesses in North Leeds and beyond. And today I am delighted to be welcomed by Allison, who is from Haus Creative. And I want you to tell everybody what it is that Haus Creative does, because it's a bit of a tongue twister for me. So.
Yeah, I know. And in terms of the business, the scope of the business really is to try and bring interior design and some style advice to people and the masses. Okay. Outside of a regular painting and decorating business, it is about offering a little bit more to people. People are often put off a little bit about interior design and can I afford to get someone in, can I get advice? Sometimes people just need that little nudge and a bit of encouragement to kind of take them on that journey. So, the business was created with that in mind, to bring that to people.
And you've been going for 3.5 years now.
Yeah.
And what were you doing beforehand?
So before that, varies. My background is design, so I work within the design industry as an illustrator, freelance artist, a lecturer, and I used to teach people to apply decorative paint effects in B&Q way back 30 something years ago. When programs like Changing Rooms and Real Rooms were on, all those kind of programs. So I kind of lectured, and I lectured in the fundamentals of light, colour, and that's where my sort of creative back came from, really, from doing those kind of things. And a visual artist for about 15 years. At the same time, I then worked in a finance company. Amazing job, gave me an opportunity to kind of travel the world, which was fantastic. Not using my creative side, it was always something I yearned for, to get back into, but worked within finance, doing process improvement, customer experience, project management.
So what got you then to set up, like, why did you then come back to
get back? I think I'd always really longed to do that, but I had an amazing job, travelled, as I said, had fantastic money. It was not the kind of job you'd walk away from. Unfortunately, the pandemic hit. During that time, myself and my boss had a phone call to say, look, we think we're going to be made redundant, so here's an opportunity. I thought, okay, that was obviously, a shock to the system. But I thought, okay, so now is my chance to do what I always wanted to do, which was always to set up that business, just with that focus in mind of bringing interior design to the masses and actually having something that I could feel proud of and be really sort of motivated to do. Working in a corporate world can be quite challenging, the same thing over and over again. Found ways to try and find my path, whether it was an amazing PowerPoint presentation and the visual side of it. But really, I've always kept my hand in doing commissioned artwork for people throughout my career within the finance sector. So when that happened, I thought, okay, will I now apply for another job in another organisation, or shall I sit down and set up this business and really plan it out? So I decided, right, what I'm going to do, that's my passion, I'm going to set that business up because it's now or never.
What was it then that, or what is it, should I say, that makes it different? Because you said that it's not a typical painter and decorator, and so what is it for you that makes you special?
I think it's the fact that I have a huge network of trades at my disposal, so it's really about taking on an entire project, whether it's a room or whether it's an entire house. So I can bring that to them, rather than going and saying, I need an interior designer to give me the style advice, and then they have to go and find a decorator, they have to find other trades. What I do is I can give them the complete package. So from the concept of the idea to what they want to actually getting it completed. So I can project manage that for them. I do different packages and stuff for people. So they can have a basic one, which I might go in and say, let's talk about the colours. Let's, give them a kind of theme for the house, have an understanding, give them a bit of encouragement, because a lot of people just need that, rather than a decorator may turn up and, and obviously I'm on many forums, I know many of the decorators, they don't get involved in that in terms of colour. Whereas I really commit to that because I believe it. So it's completely on me if I'm advising someone about which colours.
What hands-on wise then? Because the interior part and the advice part, what you tend to find typically is the interior designer will come in and say, right, you can do this, you can go through this, and mood boards, everything else. But you actually get your hands dirty as well, so to speak. So what is it that you do not practical, I don't want to take away from the interior part, but what do you do hands-on wise to help shape the room?
All of the decoration. So I'll go through that process, do a mood board, etc. with them. Sometimes you don't need that, you just need some colours. I use software so I can help bring that vision to life. So I will create a room, for example, for someone. Generally, I think it's when if they want to go dark, they're a little bit nervous. So it's trying to encourage them. So I'll try to show them how that will look, hold their hand along the way. And I am the one that physically turns up to do the decoration. I have a team of people as well that help me, some freelance people, other decorators, and we go in and complete the job myself, basically. Yeah. So when they get Haus Creative, they get me, not other people that turn up, because that's what people want. That's what, the service that I provide. And I think that relationship and rapport that I will build with the customers.
I think that's what it is for me, because like I see, you tend to find when you say painter and decorator and interior designer, but it's like a mix of two together. Yeah. And then it's not just the painting and decorating, because what would you say is not, I say it be a potential like a specialism. Like, what is it you do that you'd say you specialise in, that you enjoy doing, that's different from just the painting and decorating part?
Well, Venetian. So I do a lot of Venetian artwork. That is based around, it's commissioned artwork. It can be applied to a wall, it can be applied on boards and put into somebody's house. So one of the niche things that I do for my clients, so I have a lot of big jobs where I have entire home renovation, start to finish, every room, every single area within that house. What I do, and I've done that as gifts for some clients as well, is I take all of the colours that are within that property, and all of that is incorporated, and I create some bespoke artwork for them using paint and Venetian plasters. And there's a lot of stencils and metallics, so I love using multimedia type things. So this is what I kind of create for my clients, and they, it's probably a service wow of something that I want to do for them. Yeah. But for me, it means something to them because it's, well thought of, it's everything within the house. So that art pulls a scheme together, and, great for me. I've done that for my clients, and that's brought me lots of work, so it's getting me recognised in the world of Venetian, which is a huge world. It's a huge trend, let's say. It is a trend, I suppose. Hopefully never the Artex of the future, because nobody wants that. But I've spent enough time removing Artex as well. That's horrible. But it's definitely something like it's a kind of movement and something that is happening. Something around surface design is really quite exciting, and lots of clients are wanting something different. Wallpapers are great, of course, patterns, and you have to be a certain kind of person, but people want something different, and it's unique, it's bespoke. So I think that's probably what sets me apart. There are decorators coming into this industry, which is great. It's really good for them, because I guess that if you're in somebody's property and you're doing the decoration and you're able to apply Venetian for them, then it's better value for the client, because you're not going back and forth. It's a very long process. You do so many processes per day. You have drying time. So if I only did Venetian, for example, I'd have to go one day
and then come back. And
so it could take a whole week to do one wall. Whereas if I was there decorating,
you do this, and
I would be multitasking. I would be doing other things. So they can see that coming to life, and I think that makes it quite valuable. So from a painting and decorating industry, if there's somebody that can do that, then it adds value to the client.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you mentioned there in terms of getting known for and everything else. I personally have seen some of the work that you've done, and I think everybody that I've met has talked and sung your praises about how great you are, and how you can see certain things, and the colour scheme, and even a little thing I think someone had on their what do I call it, like the staircase, like even a strip of like a colour to break up, and just all of that. The raving reviews are one of the reasons why I want to get you to sit down to talk more about it. So what is it then, or do you think it is the fact that they get you that makes people talk so highly of?
I think so. I think, I love meeting people. I love people. I can talk people to death. I'm passionate about what I do. I'm really knowledgeable. So I think for me, it is you just need to build trust with someone, and you need to build a relationship with someone. Communication is absolutely critical to me. And I think that people really value that. If so, you know, I get messages at could be 10 o'clock at night, somebody asking me about a colour or asking me something, or do I know a trade that can do this, or, you know, and I will always respond. Yeah, obviously if I'm sleeping, no, I'm not. But I'm up early, I work late, you know, I've got really strong work ethics, you know, and that is really key. And I think a lot of my clients have said, oh, Alison's communication is amazing, because people don't want to be left hanging around. If I'm going to turn up and say I'm coming at 7 o'clock, I'll be there at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
If I'm going to provide an estimate for someone, I'll get that done in a timely manner, because it's important. It's important for them and important for me with my booking systems and stuff, because
For sure.
you know, sometimes it is challenging, you know, if you've got a lot of physical demands of work, and then you have that side of the business where it is me that's doing all of the estimating, getting all of those things out to the clients. You've got to be on your A game. You've got to really care. I think that's the difference. You've got to care, and you've got to really want to please those people and make the properties amazing.
Well, with the properties and with the clients as well, is there like a specific type of house that you work on, or type of house that you work with?
It varies. I do work for another interior design company, and that can bring all sorts of projects in different parts of the country, like modern builds, new builds. I tend to work a lot on 1930s properties, a lot of period properties. I do loads of 1930s. I could even quote with just not even going in the door, because I know generally what the layout will be, and I know what the extension will be like. So, you know, which is great. So I can share all the experience with those clients about a previous house, and I think probably the type of stuff that is valuable whilst working on those properties, and because I do, I'm a bit of an expert in that area, and I can advise. Often people have bought a new property, they'll get me in the beginning. I bought this property, got the keys, what can we do, what's the budget we're looking at. I can give them that idea, and you know, help them then with the trades to kind of say, right, you need to be mindful of this, you need to be mindful of that, in older properties in particular. There's a lot of problem solving, a lot of damp, a lot of issues that you need to deal with.
When is the perfect time for someone to get you in then?
Ideally, months in advance, because it's a very busy time for trades anyway in general. I think really if they're thinking, right, we think we're going to want to change, it's best to just give me a call, ask me, can I go along, measure up. I will measure up, prepare a quote, like an estimate, and say, right, to decorate it, it's going to be X amount of money. And the way I prepare my quotes is really clear and transparent, probably because of my finance background as well. And I come from a world of, if it's not written, it's not said. So from everybody's perspective, if it's written down, this is what's going to be done, they can check, I can check, everybody's happy. In terms of what I'm going to deliver and manage an expectation. So that's like a really important factor to me in terms of going to clients.
Right, okay. I suppose it makes it really easy though, like you said. I think communication is one of the key things to make sure, and we've got so many different moving parts in terms of people want this, doing that, doing different things, you've got different trades and everything else. The communication part really does make a lot of sense. And
I can take that pain out for them, so I've got a huge network of trades that I work with. You know, so people are, I think, part of the feedback someone will give is, oh my god, Alison's amazing, I asked her about this person, and then suddenly somebody else turned up, because all the people that I collaborate with have the same values as me. So they will turn up when they need to, they will give the estimates when they need to. So, you know, we kind of like a multi-trade team that will go in and solve all the issues that need to be resolved.
Is there anything that I've not asked you that I should have?
Apart from a fabulous, wonderful individual, no. Are you allowed to tell me that? No, there isn't. I mean, in terms of why I do this because it's, you know, really value adding for me as a person. To go into somebody's property and to you know, you're part of their home. It's really important for me, for them to like me, for me to like them. And for them to let me and to trust me in their home. So that is a privilege in itself. Obviously I'm getting paid to go and do the work for people, but having that relationship with the clients, seeing it through to the end, and then seeing the smile on their face when You know, you take all the tapes up and all of the protection of the floor, and they walk in the room and they just like, wow, you know, to see the smile on their face and make them happy is the thing that drives me to continue to do this business, you know, and I will continue to do business.
So probably one of the most important things, or most important questions, how do people find you?
Well, mostly people seem to find me through Facebook, word of mouth recommendations. I've got a Google business page, I've got a website, Haus Creative website, Facebook, Instagram.
What are they called? Sorry, what's the website?
So website is www.hauscreative.co.uk.
And I think it's important to say how is house spelled.
It is Haus, yeah, and I do get asked that question, why is that? Well, it's the German word for house, German, meaning quality. That's what I wanted to bring. You know, I also did all of the own branding and everything for my own business. I've got a really cool van. Everybody absolutely loves the van. Yeah. That is something that gets me a lot of business. People actually, you know, will tap and knock and go, hey, I like the van. Who designed that? I designed that. So yeah. And I'm proud of the business and proud of what I've created from a dream.
Yeah. Hauscreative.co.uk, and then Facebook and Instagram.
Haus Creative 2020.
2020, and that's on both.
On both Instagram and that. And I've also got a Google business page you can find me as well.
Brilliant. Okay, well, thank you for sitting down with me. Thank you for sharing everything and all the insights. No, not a problem at all. Thank you all for watching and for listening. You know the drill. Please do like, follow, share, subscribe, comment, so we can push this as far and wide as we possibly can do. And hopefully we'll see you next time.